On today's podcast, we are going to talk about imposter syndrome. Now, most authors that I've worked with experience this on some level. Am I good enough to write this? Who is going to listen to me? Do I have enough credibility? It's common and it's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm going to dive into this topic and give you some ideas to shift your mindset on how you view, experience, and overcome imposter syndrome as an author. And be sure to stay tuned for the end of the episode where I will address a listener submitted question on author branding. This is Your Path to Publish. I'm your host, Zach Christensen. For the past decade, our team has guided authors just like you to find the best path to publish your book, get people excited to buy it even before it launches, and to turn it into the ultimate business card to build your business and your legacy. If you are ready to get your book out of your head and into people's hands, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. I want to start off by talking about where I have felt imposter syndrome. And believe it or not, it's with being in the industry of being an author coach, an author strategist, and helping authors find the best path for them to publish their book. This is a field I've been in for over a decade, and it continually is a challenging field. It's an area where I passionately want authors to succeed and do well with their book. And even though it's tough, find a way to help them have a return on investment for the amount of time and effort that they put in for their book. Now, where I felt inadequate at times or felt like I haven't been able to accomplish what I've wanted to with authors is when things don't go how we want to. And I've had to learn how to let go of the outcome. What's interesting and makes me feel like an imposter sometimes is this is such a crowded field. There's literary agencies, there's gurus, there's places that focus on high tier and high net worth authors, and there's places that focus on the scrappy, low budget authors who are just trying to make it as an author. And so me, over a year ago, jumping into this full time has made me feel like, can I really do this? Can I build a business enough and impact the authors that I'm working with enough to accomplish their goals? And I don't have the end-all be-all advice for everything and every author in every situation, because it's a process of being able to come to the best solution together and the best path together for that author. I, of course, add in my expertise and experience, but I wish I had all the answers for everything. And I feel like I position myself as like, yes, I'm the person who can help you accomplish this, which I very much believe on many fronts. But there are times where I'm working with an author and I don't know what the best thing is that will help them in that moment. And it makes me feel like I'm not being credible. I'm not measuring up to what I need to as an author strategist. I have told myself there's authors that I work with where I am a good fit to help them. And just as you as the author, there's going to be people that you're not going to be able to help. There's people that you will help. So imposter syndrome is commonly thought of as a feeling of being inadequate and a fraud despite a reputation for success, typically at work. And if people think that they think that they're frauds and that they don't belong. And some impacts from this have been studied a bit is that it can undermine someone's confidence and their performance and the motivation that they have and the way that they see themselves or the way that they think others are seeing themselves. It's very common for anybody to have these moments of self-doubt. You may have thought, I don't know what I'm doing. And it's only a matter of time before someone finds out about this. Now, looking at imposter syndrome and really taking a step back to think about it, it's honestly a bit of a paradox. It's the belief that you're not as competent as others perceive you to be, even when evidence suggests otherwise, when others believe in you and you don't believe in yourself. Yet you believe yourself instead of them. If you doubt yourself, shouldn't you also doubt your judgment of yourself? When multiple people believe in you, it might be time to believe them. And I'm taking that from Adam Grant, who's an organizational psychologist that I follow, but I really love the way that he thinks about that. What are the benefits of doubting yourself and feeling like that? So Basima Tufek's research suggests these benefits. When they did a study for those that feel like they're experiencing imposter syndrome, medical professionals listen to their patients more carefully when they have more frequent imposter thoughts. Investment professionals made better decisions on average when they had imposter thoughts. Imposter thoughts can motivate you to work harder and smarter. They can remind you that you don't know everything and that you need to learn from others. They might cause you to rethink the way that everybody else has always done things. Now, to me, that sounds pretty cool. And applying this for you as an author, you may be thinking, there's already a lot of books out there on this topic. What am I going to add to it? What, are people really going to believe me and see me as credible? The answer is that you don't know. But just maybe, because you're having those thoughts and those doubts, you can flip that and use it as motivation to work harder to produce a better manuscript, produce better marketing, and produce better connection and building trust with your readers. And with that, you can produce a better book. Imposter syndrome would say, I don't know what I'm doing yet. It's only a matter of time until everyone finds out. Now, if you flip that into more of a growth mindset, a growth mindset would say, I don't know what I'm doing yet. It's only a matter of time until I figure it out. To some extent, we all feel like imposters. Does that really make us all imposters, or does it make us all learners? So let's reframe how we see this, and if we feel like we don't know what we're doing, we can say we are all learning and growing into it. And for you as authors, you're learning and growing into what you're writing and to being in the life and career of an author. Thanks for listening. I'd love to have your feedback on the podcast. Please rate and review Your Path to Publish. It helps us further connect with those who are trying to find the publishing path that best fits them. On the next episode, we're going to be talking about 6 mistakes that you might be making with your ideal reader. And if you have any questions about a recent episode you'd like to submit, visit juxtabook.com/Your Path to Publish and click the appropriate button to leave your question.
So can you talk a little bit more about author branding in that when you're starting to write a book and you're putting your business together, what are some of the things that you feel are necessary to get the brand really rolling? And what makes the brand look really, really clean to any publisher or even people wanting to consume your product?
Building a compelling brand as an author is a crucial step to establishing yourself as the go-to person in your field with the expertise that you want to be known for, especially if you're trying to build additional services beyond the book. So to start, let's take a step back and look at what you're trying to convey as an author through your messaging. And the other way I like to look at it is, what is the story that you're trying to tell around your branding and marketing? So as a parallel, imagine that you're down your favorite aisle in the grocery store and you're looking at all the different products on the shelf. Do you know what all those products are? You may because of the aisle that it's on, but do you understand the exact benefit that you will get out of the product that you're looking at on the shelf? What's different about that product compared to the other ones around it? So for you as an author, can someone understand what type of author you are just by looking at your website, your branding, or your messaging? Can they understand in 5 seconds or less exactly what you do? And with the continual shrinking attention span that we have today, it's really vital to convey who you are and what your brand is quickly. So if you're just beginning, you need to understand the brand that you want to build so that you can figure out how to communicate that effectively. Because if in your mind it's not clear, it's unlikely that you're going to be able to communicate it effectively to others. It does take work, and there's going to be countless directions and ideas that you have, and you're going to want to position and think about it in many different ways. And that's fun. That's part of the process. And at some point, you'll be able to find what's effective and drill it down to make it very clear and simple. And the more clear and simple you can make it, the better. There's a huge temptation that you're going to want to think of something that is very clever and unique, and honestly may take a few seconds to figure out. But that's precious seconds that someone is going to pass on by your brand and look at someone else's whose message is very clear and not clever. And when you're thinking of your brand and your messaging, you don't need to convey everything that you represent as an author, but you need to create enough curiosity and understanding in that one sentence so that people will engage with you further and dive deeper into your content and what you provide. A template that you can think about is, I'm an author who does X, Y, and Z. So for example, you might say, I'm an author who helps people close business deals faster, better, and cheaper. Or, I help teenagers truly find out who they are and lean into their authentic selves. And once you land on that very clear message, people will want to know more, especially those who are within your audience. Once you have that messaging down, put it everywhere. Put it on your website, your social media, on your email signature, and make sure you're inserting it into the conversations that you're having with others about what you do. The goal with this messaging is to create different touch points so that someone in your target audience thinks of you immediately when they have a problem that your solution will solve. So in summary, building a clear, compelling author brand involves understanding the story you want your brand to tell, simplifying your message, and consistently communicating it across multiple platforms. This process requires self-reflection, clarity, simplicity, and consistency. It's not just about telling people what you do, but sparking the interest so they dive deeper into your content and brand. Thank you for the question. Thanks for listening. Go out there, dust off your manuscript, and turn it into a best-selling book that grows your business.